Hi, and welcome back. Welcome to day 2. I'm going to briefly talk to you about what a coach does because I know it seems a little bit ambiguous and maybe even intimidating to some of you. And it's really pretty simple and it's pretty awesome because very much of our job responsibilities include committing to ourselves, committing to be the best version of ourselves. So, number 1 is that you commit to yourself. Most of us start off with goals. It's very rare for someone to start off from a place of, I know everything, I feel awesome, I have 6-pack abs, and I don't need any development. Physically, mentally, emotionally, most of us have some goals of wanting to better ourselves or feel better. And so that's number 1. As a coach, you commit to yourself. And when you decide to become a coach, the cool thing is it adds a completely additional, an additional layer of accountability. Now, and so many people say this. I had a friend actually who signed up because she knew she wouldn't sign up. She wouldn't commit to herself. She wouldn't show up for herself, but she was the one that always shows up for other people, her kids, church group, anyone who needed anything, her family, she was there to show up for them. And maybe some of you are like that, where you struggle committing to yourself, you struggle valuing yourself enough to show up when it's hard, but you'll show up for everybody else. And so when you become a coach, all of a sudden, the focus becomes on the people that you're serving and that you're helping. You want to show them, you want to show up to show them that if you can do it, they can do it. And there's something that switches in our minds when it becomes about other people too, and not just about ourselves. So that is number 1. Commit to yourself. You commit to a fitness program, and you get plugged into a nutrition program. You drink your Shakeology. You do the things, and then you're just sharing how that's working for you. And that brings us to number 2, which is you influence. Now, everybody's an influence. Whether or not you recognize or believe that it's true, you are an influence. And you have to decide if you're going to be a positive or a negative influence. Are you going to be the friend who always, teases your friends about trying to lose weight or trying to get healthy or doing something positive? Because so many women do that, right? Or are you going to be the friend that brings a salad or vegetables to a get together? Are you going to be the friend that encourages your friends to go on walks together? You become, in a sense, a professional influence. And with your journey of committing to yourself, which is number 1, you're influencing other people to join you. You are sharing what you're doing and saying, hey, this is working for me. I feel X, Y, and Z. You should totally do this with me. You should try it with me. And so with that comes a natural process of inviting people to the journey. You invite people to your challenge groups that your team's hosting and even to coaching. Hey, this is what I'm learning. That's part of influencing, is you're just giving back. This is why I'm doing this group personally, is I learned so much and I just want to give it back. I want to share. I want to invite you to be part of this with me, not because of any self-motivated reasons other than it's very fulfilling to play a part in someone's positive decisions in their life. And that's a huge part of coaching, is that you're showing up to influence other people. At the end of the day, I want people to be able to say, because of you, I didn't quit up. I didn't quit up. My words. Because of you, I didn't give up, or I didn't quit. Showing people that you actually care about them. With that comes following up with people that maybe you've invited to do this with you before and life got busy. How many of us have done that, right? That happens to all of us. I really want to do this X, Y, and Z, and then we forget about it and we don't ever do it. And so as a coach, you usually have a list of people that have been interested before, and you just follow up with them. Hey, Susie, I was thinking about you. My team's doing another group starting next month on the 1st. Would you want to do it with us? I think that you'll really love it. Literally. It's that simple. But even though the work that we do is simple, it does require work. It does require the activity, and it does require you making the decision to actually show up even when maybe you don't feel like it. So that's number 2 is influence. The third part is advocate. This is really rad. So many people look at me and my background as a nurse and a certified holistic health coach and a total nerd about all things holistic health. And they're like, I don't have any of that, so I couldn't do that. It actually works against me more than it works for me in this business, because it's intimidating to other people who don't have that background. Here's the beauty. Nothing about my background, I will say, in this business makes me any more successful, because I have the same tools and resources as my coach, Liz Hartkey, who's she's extremely successful, but she has a background in corporate and in business. And she will be the one to tell you she's Italian and she loves her bread and wine. And when she started, she had 50 pounds to lose, and so on and so forth. But she's at the top of our organization, extremely successful 7-figure earner. And you don't have being a coach is not meaning that you know everything about health and fitness. You are an advocate. And so what you do is you find someone who needs help. Maybe they want to lose weight or improve their digestion, or their energy is really low, or they need a positive community, whatever it may be. And you're matching their problems with your solutions in your toolbox, whether that is our nutrition programs or fitness programs or supplements like Shakeology. Usually it's what's called the challenge pack that bundles all of those together at a significantly lower price. And it gives it like it's one thing, a challenge pack, and it matches most people's problems. And there's different challenge pack options. So as a coach, you just learn about those few different options, why they're valuable. And I, as your coach or the coach who invited you here, would walk you through how to learn, because you're not going to know anything in the beginning, right? And that's the beauty of having a team. And we have like a leadership page where new coaches come on. Hey, I've got this mom of 3 that works full time. These are her goals. What would be a best recommendation for her? You ask questions, and that's how you learn. So you are an advocate. You ask people what their problems are, and then you match them to the resources and tools that Beachbody has available for us, that the professionals, the masters and doctorates, the people with their masters in nutrition and the fitness professionals have already created. You learn about them and you match them. You're the in-between person to match the solutions to what your people's problems are. Make sense? That's the third component. The fourth component is accountability. And this is the beauty about our community and the tools that we have at our fingertips that Beachbody's created for us. And they're continuing to develop and improve. And it's just so phenomenal for free, you guys, which is insane. So you basically, as a coach, provide accountability and encouragement along the way. You don't need to know anything. You just need to be a person who cares about people. There are several different ways to do this. Most of us run what's called a challenge group. Now, this is not required. I know some extremely successful coaches who have never run a challenge group, and because they are focused on the business, and that works for them. But most of us run challenge groups. Some people run them through Facebook groups. I personally run them through our challenge tracker app, and soon we're going to open up what's called BOD groups, which is going to change the face of everything and be phenomenal. But it's just like a group community where people can log their workouts, they can log their nutrition, they can log their Shakeology, they can ask questions. As a coach, we have access to what's called challenge group guides. So say you want to lead your whole group through one program, all the posts for the whole group's written for you. You can come up with your own, but it's an incredible resource that we have at our fingertips. It's free. It's literally as easy as possible for starting your own business and something like this. All the solutions, all the tools and resources have already been created. You just have to actually do the things. For most coaches in my team, if you're new, you'll combine forces with us and some of the other leaders on the team. You'll either be a part of our challenge group first and invite people to that, or you can help us lead it. We delegate some of the responses, and eventually the goal is for you to be able to run your own when you want to and put your own flair on it. And then the fifth component, I forgot what number I was on, is the personal development piece. This is a business of leadership and consistent growth. I did not recognize that in the beginning. I will be honest with you. You've heard my story, and so I've gone through a lot in my life, and that developed a character within me, a very strong, resilient, tenacious character. And I didn't think I needed personal development, to be honest. I was like, I don't need these voodoo books. Like, I'm very developed, I would say. And it's true in some capacities. The school of life really taught me a lot. But I cannot say enough how much I personally have grown as a person. My marriage has grown because of the personal development component. I've read several books. I usually listen to them on Audible because I'm not a paper book person. I've learned so much about business. I've learned so much about true leadership and what that looks like and what it means to be a leader. I've learned about becoming an influencer. I've learned about, how to be a high performer, the best version of myself, which I wasn't when I first started. This is so much beyond working out and eating broccoli. It is your mindset, because our limitations for life are in our mind. They really are. You cut yourself down constantly, and that is what prevents you from actually growing to the fullest potential that you could be. So personal development is actually a vital behavior in our business, and we encourage it daily. I have several books that I recommend for new coaches and more leadership development ones as you grow. That is what a coach does, literally. Those things. Now, I also want to touch on really quick, making sure that I covered all of this. Okay, that's all for this video. I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I would love to know if you have any specific questions about what we do as coaches. Please post them below so that I can get to your questions.